Hello, 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 my beloved souls. It's Twin Flame Tuesdays, and we have a partial solar eclipse in Scorpio today. It's powerful and magnetic. And oh my God, Twin Flames, are you dealing with this? How are you handling it, right? Because this Scorpio partial solar eclipse is no joke, right? First of all, shout out to all the Scorpio babies. We're now in Scorpio season. And this energy is coming up to help us purge things that are no longer serving us. A lot of karmic endings going on right now. Yeah, if you had the wool over your eyes during this like twin flame um dynamic that you're in, it's about to be pulled up, right? The rose colored glasses are coming off. Some of you are going to be realizing that actually that is not your divine counterpart, right? Not your twin flame, but this has actually been a false flame or um a karmic twin, a soul teacher that has been brought in to really help activate you, expand you, trigger you, help you to grow, and help you to see the truth of what this connection actually is. And so although that may not necessarily feel nice, it's gonna be so rewarding in the end because you get to leave all the nasty bullshit behind. You get to step into your truth, step onto your path, step into a space of higher, greater love, really love on yourself, and then really align to the beautiful relationships that are supposed to be in your life, right? We're getting rid of the old and we're bringing in new, right? My ex's mother would always be like, "You need to drop that zero and get with this hero, right? Get with a hero, right?" It's hilarious that it was his mother saying that, but that's basically the energy, right? We're like holding on to stuff, especially within our heart space that doesn't need to be there. We're blocking the things that can be available to us, right? And so, for many of you, you are releasing the patterns of behavior, the thought processes, the hurts, the pains that have kept you from union, right? Whether it's kept you from meeting your divine counterpart in this lifetime, or maybe you guys are in separation because one person's being triggered, right? They do self sabotage. There's jealousy, there's resentment, there's anger, there's arguments, there's victimization, there's projection of their fears and anxieties, right? All the stuff that has been coming up for us that we learned basically in childhood, right? We have a lot of healing energy going on within ourselves, and a lot of it is coming up also as we're looking at like our parental lines, right? Our maternal and paternal lineages. What did we learn from our parents if we had parents, right? Sometimes you didn't have a parent and you might be dealing with that energy, right, of abandonment, like as an orphan or someone who was adopted and feels like they were displaced and discarded, right? There's so much of this energy that plays out now in our relationships as we get older, right? And whether you learned it at 5, 15, 55, it's still it's still having an effect, right? A long-term effect. So we need to feel things in order to heal them, right? I'm not a big fan of the hurt people statement, but it does resonate with some aspects of the collective, right? I don't think hurt people necessarily hurt people. I think unhealed people hurt people, right? I think if you've been hurt and you kind of acknowledge it and you have an awareness of it, you're not out there trying to recreate that pain and that trauma for other people. But if you haven't dealt with it, right, if you kind of just been pushing it down or pushing it to the side or trying to shove it in the closet or like bury it in the sand, it's gonna come up for an awareness, right? And so this beautiful Scorpio, this beautiful partial solar eclipse in Scorpio is very like volcanic, right? And I got that energy from the divine masculine reading, right? It's like a volcano exploding, boom, and it's clearing out anything that might have been in its way. Anything that's in its way is getting purged, right? If you're not supposed to be there, you better watch out, right? It's taking everything down with it. And afterwards, things will calm down, things will cool down, things will kind of chill out, right? And then we'll really be able to like move forward with this energy as we're building towards the full moon and the next eclipse on Taurus, the next eclipse, which is in Taurus on November 8th. But between now and then, we have Mars going retrograde, right? And so that is again this energy of like anger and resentment and bitterness and frustration and arguments all coming up, right? So that we can really just feel this stuff. Like if it doesn't feel good, like who enjoys freaking arguing all the time and always being on high alert in their relationships and always being on the defensive or always being accused of stuff or like nobody wants to deal with that every single day, right? It can be cute and kind of endearing when you're partner's kind of like, a little jealous, like, hey, where you going looking so good? Like, where you going without me? Like, or where you going smelling so good? Like, it can be kind of cute, but not when it's to the point where it's like, possessive and controlling and manipulative and disempowering, and you feel like you're in a cage, or that you're always on high alert when you're speaking to this person, or you can't do anything right, or you're trying to earn this person's love, or you think you need to buy this person's love. Like, all this stuff is coming up right now. All of it's coming up. So depending on where you're at in your twin flame journey is really going to depend on how all of these energies are playing out for you, right? And how you're kind of showing up for yourself and how you're showing up in this dynamic. And all of this stuff is coming up, as I always say, not for judgment, not for criticism, but so that we can have an awareness, right? We can't really fix something we don't know it's broken. But once we have the awareness of it, once we like really stand into it, and once we see things clearly, once again, the wall that's over everybody's eyes, that shit is coming up. The fog is being lifted, right? Lifted, like rose colored glasses off. You're not going to be able to continue to walk around blindly and acting like you don't know what's going on. Like, oh, I'm Stevie Wonder. No, we're not doing that, right? Like, you need to open your eyes. You're being called to open your eyes, or the rug's going to be pulled from under your feet, so you have no choice but to see. The lights are coming on in the club, everybody. All right, it's 4 a.m. The lights are on, the music is off, and now we're seeing everything clearly. Do you like the person that's in front of you, right? Now that the lights are all the way on, do they look as good with the lights on as they did in the middle of the darkness when you were just twisted? These are the things that we're thinking about, right? You like my little club reference? There you go. Mama needs to get out. Anyway, so thank you, angels. Thank you guys for being here with me in the Twin Flame Collective. What do the twins need to know about this beautiful eclipse season? What does it hold for them? What does this beautiful partial solar eclipse hold for the Twin Flame Collective, angels and guides? So thank you for these messages. What do we need to know, and what do we need to see? Hmm. First thing first, love yourself first. First and foremost. First and foremost. Mars retrograde starts on the 30th, and it kind of acts like a Mercury retrograde in some senses. So communication, technology, all of that fucking annoying shit we deal with during the Mercury retrograde is going to be happening again. So, excuse me if I stutter. That's been happening a lot lately, and I'm like, why am I so tongue tied? And then I had to do like my math and realize, oh yeah, we have this retrograde coming up. Anyway, love yourself first. Your self respect makes you more romantically attractive, right? So, again, we cannot give to people what we do not have, right? And we show people how to love us, again, why all this stuff is coming up. Like, how are you showing people to love you? Are you showing them to respect you, to honor your boundaries, to be honest with you, to be loyal in your dynamic? Is that how you're showing up in these situations, right? Are you lying? Are you manipulative? Are you conniving? Are you scared and then like running away before you get hurt, right? You hurting people because you're afraid you're going to get hurt? Are you leaving because you don't want to get left, right? This stuff is all coming up. So how can you love yourself? And we're really being helped with this energy with Chiron being retrograde in the sign of Aries, right? That's still around. We still have like 5 planets retrograde right now, right? So all of this stuff is really helping you to heal. How can you give to someone what you don't have, right? And the twin flame collective, the whole journey is about self-love first and foremost. We have to fall deeply in love with ourselves in order then to be in alignment with someone who is also deeply in love with themselves, so that we can just add to each other's lives, right? My cup is already full, your cup is already full. Cool. And people are getting our overflow. And sometimes if you're a little depleted, you get my overflow. And sometimes if I'm a little depleted, I get your overflow. But we're never emptying each other's cups, right? We're always full. We're coming in whole. We're coming in balanced, right? My light and shadow are balanced. My masculine and feminine are balanced within me. And then that's being reflected back to me through my divine counterpart, right? That is where we're at. It's safe to love. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. To give and receive. The universe is cyclical, right? So we have to be open to these beautiful healing energies. We need to be open to the love that is available to and for us. Chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. Beautiful. Now, I have a couple of messages with that because there's so much shadow energy with the Scorpio, with this eclipse, right? In the sign of Scorpio. And Scorpio is about like sex and money and power, and, like all that stuff. Don't allow chemistry, right? The desire, the physical connection to kind of throw you off path, right? There's a lot of that coming up as well, with the shadow energy. A lot of people being subtly shifted off path by little things, right? Maybe a little addiction. Maybe your addiction is sex. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's sugar. Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's gaming, right? Maybe it's alcohol. Maybe it's drugs. But shifting, right? There are things that are distracting you from fulfilling your purpose, fulfilling your mission, from walking on your path, right? And so you may have really strong chemistry between you and someone else, but they're not hitting the marker in all the other areas, right? Some of us are with or have been with karmic partners because the sex was so amazing, right? The physical connection was so amazing. And yeah, they hit a couple of other markers on the list, but was it a divine counterpart, right? If it's narcissistic, if it's abusive, if it's toxic, if it makes you feel depleted and less than, and there's a difference between someone kind of triggering you and the things that you haven't dealt with from childhood, and someone just being outright like just cruel and kind of like demonic, kind of like diabolical, very manipulative, very controlling. Like that is not an energy of love. And if that's how they're showing up, then ding, 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 ding. This is not your divine counterpart. This is more than likely a soul teacher or a karmic partner, right? So don't allow the sensations between your legs to distract you from the big picture, right? From seeing things for what they are. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Yeah. A lot of you are in these karmic situations because you choose to be, right? You're like, oh, I can't get rid of this person and they just won't go away. And I'm constantly thinking about them and the connection is so strong. Yeah, it might be really, really strong in a lot of senses, but it's like an addiction almost. Are you addicted to the fuckery? Are you addicted to the pain? Are you addicted to the trauma and the drama? Do you feel like you have to fill the role as the runner, you have to fill the role as the chaser, or it's only going to work if one of you is, like, oh, well, I'm going to do the best that I can to try to make them, I'm going to love them enough so that they love themselves, right? It's like you can't do that, right? It doesn't matter how much I may love you. If you don't love yourself, it's not going to work. I can't love you enough for you. You have to actually show up enough, right? You have to love yourself. It's like I can't be sick enough to heal you. It's not going to work. I'm not going to get, me being sick is not going to help you feel better, right? Me loving you is not going to make you love yourself. I can reflect back to you all the reasons that I think you're amazing. I can give you a resume and a list of things, all the reasons that you're amazing, but you have to embody and own that stuff. And if you don't, then it's not going to work, right? And so a lot of people within the Twin Flame Collective right now are starting to see that or in the midst of it, right? It's like you feel like you're in a place that you can't control, but look how small the gate is, right? Stand up and step over it, literally. Like walk out. It's like a caged bird, with the door open. Just fly out, but you're so used to being in the midst of it that it's familiar to you, right? It's like you're comfortable being entrapped in this dynamic. Why? Because the label looks good, right? Because it's easier for you to justify being with this person because they're your quote unquote twin flame, as opposed to taking accountability for the fact that maybe you're not loving yourself. Maybe you haven't healed those aspects of yourself in which you um don't think are worthy and deserving, right? Don't you realize that you're deserving of love and loyalty and passion and romance and connectedness and honest communication, and someone who is going to stand by your side and not just turn their backs on you when things get rough, or start an argument with you when you're trying to ask a question, or give you the silent treatment when you guys are in the middle of a conversation, right? Like you deserve someone who's going to communicate, who's going to be honest, who's going to be loyal, who is going to respect you, right? Who's going to respect your dynamic, your relationship, however that plays out, right? Whether you guys are just choosing to just be with each other, or you're choosing to do, multiple, what do they call it, polyamorous, whatever, however it chooses to play out, that's on y'all. You know what I mean? But this isn't like forcing someone to be in one of those dynamics because I'm manipulating them. And if you want to be with me, then you have to do this, right? And the person is not doing it because they're only doing it because they don't want to lose you because of a lack of insecurity within themselves, as opposed to doing it because that is something that they also feel would work for them, right? So how are you showing up? How are they showing up in your life, right? And time to take control, right? Time to take a step back. Like, you know what? I don't want to be in that kind of relationship. I don't want to be in that kind of dynamic, like I don't enjoy when you talk to me like that. I don't enjoy being treated this way, And out of respect and love for myself, I'm walking away. And that's hard, right? Sometimes we got to break our own hearts in order to heal ourselves, right? Because if we don't do it, if we don't set boundaries, if we don't create guidelines, if we don't show up in a manner in which we're loving ourselves, people will take advantage, right? Are you allowing someone to be a revolving door in and out of your life, and that's something that makes you unhappy? Lock the motherfucking door, right? Are you someone's punching bag, and every time they're having a bad day, they come take it out on you? You try to be compassionate, understanding. Oh, they're having a bad day. All right, well, every time they have a bad day, is it your fault? No. So why are you always getting the brunt of that anger? Why can't they communicate clearly with the person that they're really frustrated with? Right? Are you a fucking doormat for their drama and their trauma and their pain? Again, there's a difference between being triggered within your twin flame dynamic and acknowledging, wow, like that got under my skin, like I'm wondering why that bothers me so much, and somebody just using and abusing and manipulating and controlling and just violating. There is a remarkable difference. How is it showing up in your life? And the things that are not healthy, that are not serving you, that are toxic and low vibrational, are being brought up to the front right now. You're not going to keep being able to hide and pretend that it's something it's not. Just because a person checks off a few boxes on the twin flame freaking list doesn't mean that that's your twin flame. I hate to break it to you, but it is what it is. If you're not sure, you can always book a reading with me. My information is down below, and we'll go through it and we'll clarify. Let go of control issues. This is another one of those energies within the collective that needs to be removed. We cannot control every possible outcome. You cannot control every possible outcome. You just can't. And guess what? Just like you got free will, so does your twin, right? And so if a person is like controlling how you dress, controlling where you eat, controlling who you hang out with, controlling where you live, controlling where you work, trying to control everything that you do, and you're constantly feeling like you're, trying to make it happen. Next. You know what I mean? They gotta kick rocks. You gotta kick rocks. Your twin flame dynamic is supposed to give you life, make you feel good, make you feel invigorated, make you feel alive. Right? They're a reflection back to your divine love. They're showing you the parts of yourself that aren't healed in a loving manner. Never, ever, ever in this way to make you feel less than. Never to make you feel less than. Right? There's a difference between your perspective of something making you feel less than and a person making you feel less than because of the things that they're doing or saying, right? There's a difference between I'm responding to this thing in a manner in which I'm not really loving myself because I don't feel like I'm worthy and deserving, as opposed to someone being like, why are you wearing that outfit? You look crazy. You look fat. You're too skinny. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. Nobody's ever going to want you. Difference. You understand? There's a difference. I keep bringing this stuff up because it's coming to the forefront because I feel like so many people just need to be in awareness. Like it may feel good, it may hit a lot of points. It doesn't mean that that is your divine counterpart. Don't get distracted by false light. Don't be distracted by fool's gold. Okay, retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Yeah, so taking a step back in the silence. And this is also as we're moving into this Mars retrograde energy, right? It's kind of like the pre-shadow period. Retrogrades are all about what? Resting, reflecting, reevaluating, reassessing, right? Retreating. So we're going to take a step back so that we can see the big picture. We take a step back so that we can see clearly, right? It's like if you're up close in the middle of stuff, you're gonna miss some of the things that are going on around you. It's like watching a fight, right? You watch a fight and you see two people and you hear the conversation, they're going at it, but they don't know what's going on around them. All they're focused on is each other. But the people that are standing in the background can see. You can see if the other people are coming in. You can see if they're about to get jumped. You can see if there's a weapon hidden somewhere else. You can see if the cops are coming. You know what I mean? So it's like we're taking a step back to kind of look at the big picture and kind of be like, you know what? I like that, don't like that, I want that, don't want that. You know what I mean? And then religious factors. Wow, this is a big one. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Again, we're in this energy of Scorpio, right? And Scorpio is about the taboo. So maybe, you or your person grew up in a very religious, strict household, right? Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Catholics, right? Where you have to follow certain rules. And, maybe you were in like a what do you call it, an arranged marriage, or you feel like men are supposed to fit this role and women are supposed to fit this role, and you're doing these things because if you don't do it, like your church and your community are going to have something to say. right? I have so many clients, especially my the clients that I deal with sex coaching, and a lot of them are have not achieved orgasms or don't find a lot of pleasure in sex because they always have these thoughts in the back of their head like I'm going to hell or I'm evil or if I enjoy sex there must be something wrong with me, and so they hide their pleasures and they sneak and do things, or they're like sneaking and watching porn, and they just feel awful, right? They feel the shame and this guilt around them, and then it plays out in their intimate relationships when they are intimate with somebody else. Sometimes they can't perform. Sometimes there's a lot of dryness there, right? Because of this guilt and this shame. So how is this playing out? Are you being controlled by that stuff, right? If this is a divine union, which we know that it is, then why do you feel guilty about loving someone that God has put before you as your divine counterpart? And yes, maybe you are a woman who loves a woman or a man who loves a man, and you're being told that that's not the case, right? You're maybe the person is 20 years your senior or younger than you, and you're being told, like, oh, that doesn't make sense and they're horrible, like there's all these restrictions, right? And all these things that we overcome as twin flames, religious being a big part of it, right? Like maybe you're raised spiritual and free, right? And you're out there and you don't necessarily believe in God, but you believe in like Mother Earth or, Father Sky, whatever it is. And the person that you're in love with is like, goes to church every Sunday, right? And they're like, like I keep saying the Catholics because I don't know, the Pope is like playing in my head or whatever, but it's like very restrictive, and it's like we got to go to church, we got to do the ups, the downs, the crosses, you're confessing, you feel like that is your thing, right? And then you have this person who's free spirited, and they're like, I don't believe in that, and everything's great, and I'm hugging the trees because that's also God, and like you guys are just on two opposite pages, and you're just like, I don't know if I can bring this person home to my mom or dad because they're not Catholic or they're not Jewish or they're not Muslim, and that's going to cause big waves in my community, right? We have that coming up as well. So, overcoming all of these challenges, all of these obstacles in order to be together, on top of learning all these valuable lessons, on top of learning to love yourself. All of that's being brought up right now. All of that's being brought up right now. And it's never for judgment or criticism. It's only to bless you. It's only to help you. It's only to heal you. It's only to help you to move forward. So, in the areas where it's not working because it makes you feel less than, it's time to walk away, right? I'm not talking about the challenges of religious separating you or age or distance. You live in one part of the world, they live in another part of the world. I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about the narcissism, the toxicity, the abuse, the belittling, the shame, the infidelities, the all the stuff that we try to wrap into a bowl to kind of make feel good because that is our twin, and so we'll kind of tolerate it because it's our twin. No. And even if it is your twin, no. Walk away, allow yourself to heal, and allow your separation and your absence make them activated and trigger them into their own healing. You don't stay for that. I can walk down this path with you while you're healing, but I can't heal for you, right? And it's the same with your twin. You cannot heal for them. You cannot love for them. You can be a guiding light. You can walk the path with them, but you also have to you need to take the steps you have to take in order to create boundaries for yourself, in order to respect yourself, and in order never to fall out of love for yourself. It should never be you being less than just because you're helping out your twin. Okay. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for these beautiful messages. What else we got coming in during this eclipse season? Bottom of the deck, new beginnings. Yes, yes. That's what we get when we clear out the old. We have the opportunity for the new to come in. That is a beautiful gift, right? And so we're also under the new. This eclipse is also happening on the new moon, right? And normally new moons are about manifestations. We don't really do that during the eclipses because the energy can be a little chaotic. But because it is an eclipse, eclipses push us towards propel us towards our fates, right? And so we need to just allow ourselves to be propelled forward and to embody that light, right? Like we're being shifted towards one of the markers on our soul path that is our fate, right? And that's going to create something new and vibrant and delicious in our lives, depending on how we receive that vibration, right? Change is inevitable, right? So are you like resistant to the changes of life, or are you moving with them, right? Are you allowing yourself to flow and dance and kind of be like, oh, this journey is a little magical? Or are you over here like kicking and screaming and freaking out? Thriving. That's what we're moving towards. That's what you get when you release the nonsense. You get to thrive, right? We're moving out of survival mode and into thriving mode. We're opening our hearts, we're opening our minds, we're allowing ourselves to expand, we're allowing ourselves to move forward with blessings of abundance and love and joy and peace and prosperity. The lights. Yes, that's what you get when you let go of all that nonsense, right? You feel lighter, you feel more joyful, you feel more at peace. There's no more arguing and stress and overwhelm and working so hard and feel like you're constantly swimming upstream or you're constantly walking up these mountaintops. It's like, no, I just get to chill and embrace and embody this, right? That shit is gone for a reason. It's no more nightmares, no more fears, no more worries, no more doubts, no more overwhelm, right? Now I just get to enjoy what it's like to be thriving and delightful and at peace. But new adventures coming in for you. I love this. I love this. So embrace them, right? We have some beautiful new adventures ahead. These new beginnings that are going to bring delights into your world. It might be scary to let go of some of the people that we're in our lives right now that may that may not be our twins, right? It might be scary. But on the other side of that, what do you get? You get the new, you get the fun, you get the joy, right? So weigh your options, right? Like literally weigh it out. Like what makes more sense to you? It's like, do I want to hold on to this familiar toxic shit that makes me feel empty and I'm always worrying and I don't know who she's with or who he's with or if he's gonna come back or they just ghosted me and they're not answering the phone and I feel like crap and da da da. Or I move into a situation where I get this new love and this person who sees me and honors the emperor or the empress that I am and, like loves me and answers the phone and communicates and doesn't ghost me. And we have like mature conversations and, they've been a big support to me. And I don't feel like I'm the only one in the relationship and I'm the only one doing the work and I'm the only one making the effort. You know what I mean? Abundance. Woo! The angel bumps. An abundance of everything coming into your life when you let go of that toxicity. For so many of you, you don't even realize. You don't even realize you have a blessing right here, and you can't even get to it because you got this false twin or soul teacher, however you choose to word it, right there. Literally, they're right here. Your blessing is right here. You can't even see it because they're blocking it. They're blocking it. You can't even see it because that's how much they're blocking it. It's not even visible to you. It's not even visible to you. When you let this energy go and out your life, and then you get to see the magic and the miracles and the grace and the abundance and the joy and the love that's available to you, you will be like, why the fuck did I not walk away from that shit sooner? Because you didn't even know it was available to you. You didn't even know it was an option. You didn't even know that that was a possibility. You didn't even know it was a possibility. No idea. Just over your head. Because that's how much it was blocked. Like I said, there's a lot of darker energies out here that are blocking us from our blessings. Whether it's the dark energy of your karmic partner, or teacher, or soul teacher, whether it's other low vibrational energies coming in, just slightly shifting up your path. You know, oh, well, I'm gonna work because I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't like going home, so I'm just gonna do extra hours at work. Or I'm going to work out. Yeah, I'm gonna hide at the gym because I don't feel like being at home dealing with my kids or dealing with my spouse, right? Or maybe I don't want to communicate, but I'll bend you over real quick and bang one out real quick, and that'll fix everything. Or I'm just gonna start an argument and change the subject, and that'll fix everything. Or I'm just not gonna say anything to them and just kind of ghost them, and they got to figure it out, and then eventually, like they'll get tired of not talking to me, and then when we'll talk, they won't bring it up again because they know that I won't say shit. Plays out differently. Plays out differently. How is it showing up in your world? Are you going to let this continue to block your blessings? Or are you ready to start receiving the blessings, the miracles, the grace that are available to you? And I'm talking about abundance of everything. Yes, we're talking twin flames, so love, but I'm talking love, money, health, peace of mind, your lifestyle, everything. Every area of your life right now is being blocked because you're allowing this low vibrational energy to distract you, to deter you, to keep you off path, to make you feel less than, to lower your vibration. You get rid of this energy, which is really like a weight holding you down right here. You get rid of this energy and you get to soar back up. And you raise your vibration, and guess what happens up there, baby? All the goodness, all the blessings, all the grace, all the miracles. And some of you are not receiving it because it cannot reach you at that level. And some of you are not receiving it because if you do get it, it's going to fall through the cracks because you're going to let the nonsense of, oh, fuck boy or fuck girl ruin it for you, right? For some of you, this is a financial blessing that you're just not going to receive, right? Because you would allow yourself to be manipulated and abused in this relationship with this person. I hate to be the one to say it, but this is true. So this is what you get to receive once you let go of that past, once you allow yourself to go into the new beginnings. Just like these adventures, right? How many times have you tried to plan a trip and you want to go with some people and then the trip never happened because you can't get everybody together? No, take the adventure for yourself, right? Yeah, there are other like birds in the background, but this one is all by itself, chilling by its lonely. Want to go on the trip, guess what? You'll meet your like-minded people along the way. You ready for an adventure? Don't worry about going alone. You just get started. Along the way, your soul tribe will show up. It'll vibrate. You'll see people that are on the same path as you. And it may not be the people that you wanted to take with you, but it'll be some delightful people that you meet along the way. Boom, the truth's coming in like a whirlwind, blowing away all the nonsense, all the bullshit. Like I said, the wool is being taken from over everybody's eyes, right? The rose-colored glasses are coming off. The fog is lifting, blowing away those heavy clouds, and we don't let the sun shine. So why? Because the truth always comes out in the light. Be open to it. And you are protected. I love this protection. Divine protection, right? The storms are coming, the upheaval. It feels chaotic, right? This eclipse energy with in Scorpio feels like a tower moment, right? It feels like everything is just coming apart, falling apart. You're getting rocked right now, right? For some of you, the rug is being pulled from under your feet. You're getting punched in the stomach and knocked upside down all at the same time, right? You feel like everything is going to shit, but it's not. Things are falling apart to fall together better, right? Like you didn't even realize that you had the puzzle the wrong way until somebody knocked it down and everything got broken, and then you had to figure out and redo the pieces. And you're looking and you're like, huh, this feels better. Like I didn't even realize you thought it was right the other way, and you didn't even realize, right? And you're protected always. The storms of life are coming, but it doesn't even matter because you're protected. So even though these things might seem a little shocking and scary and frightening to you, you don't have to worry because your path is protected. You're the divine masculine, you're the divine feminine, you're a twin flame. This union is protected. There might be people and situations that are trying to come at you crazy, right? Your karmics and this distorted belief systems and the energy of the past, all that stuff might be trying to come in to throw you off your path, but you don't have to worry about it because you and your divine counterpart are safe. You're protected. Your union is protected. People don't really go after or care about things that don't have any value. You have a lot of value, which is why you're here, right? You're here with a divine mission for yourself, so is your divine counterpart, and then you guys have a mission together. If you weren't important, nobody would give a fuck. Success. Success is eminent if you allow it to be, right? You're going to have to use that power within you to really move things forward. And as we move towards this Mars going retrograde, right? Be mindful of your temper. Be mindful of the way you're communicating with people. Everybody's a little bit on high alert. Everybody's a little guarded. Everybody's a little aggressive right now. So just cool it in, right? Pick your battles, right? The panther doesn't go after everything it sees, but it hones in on the one thing that it wants and it really goes after it. Pick your battles, right? Sometimes it's better to just be happy than it is to be right. Okay? Simplicity. One, this is the beautiful angels just coming in and letting you know that they're there with you. I love that. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. And two, don't make this so hard, right? Allow the process to be easy. Like, we as humans, we overthink things and we do the most. It doesn't have to be complicated. It really doesn't. And courage. Yep, a lot of courage is coming in. You see all the turmoil of emotions, right? Because water indicates emotions, right? So it's tumultuous right now, right? Like everything you're feeling, and it's gonna take courage to traverse these energies, to overcome these energies. But it's not something that's beyond you. Not by any means. You absolutely got this, but you gotta, what? The only way out is through, right? We gotta feel it to heal it. We gotta lean into it. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Let's get some final messages for the twin flames for this beautiful partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. Woo, pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Everybody's going through something right now. Everybody can use a little compassion, a little empathy, a little kid gloves, right? But also take a look at everyone that's going on, everything that's going on around you, right? Are these reflections of you or are these projections onto you? Can you look at a situation and go, you know what, this person's projecting their fear and their anger towards me, right? I know what it's like to be angry. I know what it's like to be fearful. I recognize it. And I know that it has nothing to do with me, that they're just projecting because there's a lot that's going on right now, right? About 75% of the people that are showing up in the world are projecting their bullshit onto others. Or is this a reflection of you, right? Is this something that you need to be mindful of that's being reflected back to you and possibly triggering you because you haven't healed it yet? Right? No judgment, no criticism, awareness, self realization, and self love. Okay. And bottom of the deck, success. Ooh, first of all, let's talk about the yellow color. So this is some deep solar plexus energies. Do some solar plexus meditations if you can. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Yes. Success, right? We just had that card as well. Yep. I know that there is no greater I know that there is no greater goal than to love, right? That's why we're here. That's why we're doing all this work. That's why we're getting focused, right? And we're allowing ourselves to heal, and we're allowing ourselves to feel, and we're allowing ourselves to grow, and we're allowing ourselves to expand, right? To be successful in every area of our life. The success isn't just about money, career, and business. No, I want to be a success in every area of my life, right? You want to be a successful man, a successful woman, a successful child, a successful brother or sister, sibling, right? A successful, maybe in your business, right? A successful parent, right? Like your goal is to be the best version of you, right? That is what success looks like. It's like, how did I show up in this world and learn the things I wanted to learn and embody the things I wanted to embody to be the best version of me? Right? How did I make the world a better place? And sometimes making the world a better place is just by being the best version of you, right? Maybe you're the best mom that you can possibly be. And because you're pouring so much into those beautiful kids of yours, now they're out here doing big things, changing the world, right? Maybe you're the best dad possible and you're creating this like guideline for your children. Now your daughters know what to look for in their divine partners. Now your sons know what to look for when they're trying to step up to the plate, right? So it looks different for everybody, right? Success looks different for everybody, but at the end of the day, it's what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what makes you feel fulfilled, right? What does your happily ever after look like, and are you taking the steps towards it, right? Whether that's within your twin flame dynamic or just individually. Once again, the basis of the twin flame collective is self love. You have to all the way have unconditional love for yourself in order to align with someone who is also in that vibrational alignment, and you guys be together and raise the vibration of the planet through your joint mission. But it starts by being a success in and of yourself. Your twin doesn't complete you, you complete you, and they add to you. You complete you and they add to you. You get your light and shadow in balance. You get your masculine and your feminine in balance. You become the best version of you possible. And then you're in alignment with someone who's just as dope. And then you guys just add to each other's lives. Again, you're both getting the overflow from your cup. And maybe if my cup is empty, then this good old overflow is going to go into my divine counterpart's cup. And maybe if, his cup is a little empty, that good overflow is going to go into my cup or whatever, vice versa. We're going to pour into each other. But never from a space of emptiness, never from a space of expectation or thinking that I need you to make me complete. No, I made myself complete. I'm loved by the divine always and always. And then I get somebody into my life who also feels like that about themselves, but also respects, honors, and loves me for that. And we get to love each other because we already love ourselves. And now we can reflect that to each other and we can embrace that from each other. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Your twin loves you. You're a magnificent being of the most divine light. You are unconditionally loved always and always by the Most High God. Every single day of your life. So know that all of this energy that's being brought up right now is just for you to love yourself even more. And then be able to be a reflection of that and a teacher of that to the collective. All right? I'll see you guys soon. Later.